that you're here today. My name is Nadine, and if you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. I'm so happy that you found my little corner here on YouTube. I love sharing crafting videos, tutorials, blogs, behind the scenes, a little bit of everything here in my channel. And today I'm going to show you start to finish process of banner making. You know, those very large brown paper banners that people like to show on their birthdays and celebrations. Well, I'm going to teach you how I make them, what I use, how long it takes, all the good stuff. So if you like those kinds of videos, you're not going to want to miss it. And without further ado, come on over and let's get started.
The first thing that we're going to do is grab our brown paper. This paper, you can find it at Home Depot, Menards, or Lowe's, and you can find it in the painting section. This is not craft paper. This is the thicker kind, and it's pretty durable, it's pretty thick, and it's perfect for painting on. We're going to use this knife to cut it through, and it is going to take a couple of times. As I mentioned, this paper is pretty thick, and this ruler really does help to get straight lines. And once we're done cutting, we are going to get ready for painting, which is the fun part. I don't know if you can see, but I have a couple of pieces of tape on my table, and those are measurements. The first one marks the 30-inch mark, the second one is 50 inches, and the third one is 70 inches. And that just helps me bring out my paper and cut my banners to size without having to bring out a tape measurement every single time. I just find it super useful and a little bit quicker. Now that we're mounting our banner onto our wall, I'd like to secure it with painter's tape. But before I do that, I do like to frame out a chunk of my wall, so that way when I'm painting on the banner, I don't get paint on my wall. You can do this in several different ways. You can put craft paper underneath. I just like to tape it. It's easier, faster. Once we have our banner on our wall, we are going to come on the computer. And I like to design my mock-ups with Canva, and I don't download them to my computer. I just bring them up on my full screen, connect my projector, and kind of play with it, line it up, get my image to fit within my brown paper on the wall. It's a little bit tricky to get it sized right, but once you get it in place. And this projector that I have here is a projector that I purchased on Amazon. It's pretty affordable. It's an entry level. It's definitely nothing fancy. It's not Bluetooth, but I don't have a problem with it since all of my designs are done on my computer, and that's what I use to project my image to my wall. And I will leave the link to this projector in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. Now that our design is ready and placed exactly where we want it, we are going to start tracing. I'm going to start by tracing the green blob of paint behind my whole design, and then we're going to come back and continue tracing. The paint that I use for these banners is actually just acrylic paint from Walmart or Hobby Lobby. I also really love chalk paint. The Waverly brand that you can find at Walmart is actually amazing. The pigmentation is really great, and they're very thick. So for example, white, you only need one coat. And this green sage color that you see me using here is actually chalk paint from Waverly, in case you are interested. And now that we are done painting, we're gonna wait for this to dry, and then we're gonna come back and continue tracing. I don't go crazy with the tracing. I just go over the basic lines. For example, on the flowers and sunflowers, I just do the circle and a couple of lines around the flowers. I don't add too much detail because I'm gonna cover it up, and I really just want a guide. I don't need the whole design drew up on the wall because I'm not gonna follow it anyways. These are just draft lines. And a fun fact about this banner is she is a pharmacist that is turning 50, and she loves to garden, she loves to knit, and she is a collector. She likes to collect old vintage sewing machines. So I thought these were very fun characters that would speak about her and her loves in life. And of course, 50 has never looked this good. So I was so excited because although it had a lot of detail, it was so pretty. So I just couldn't wait to finish it up. And this banner was actually ordered 3 days before the party. So I didn't have that much time to play with the design, the elements that we were gonna add. So we kind of did a quick draft, they approved it, and we went to town. So now that we're done with all the tracing, we are ready for our colors. And my favorite part, obviously, is the painting. So I like to start with the darker colors of my painting. In this case, we are going to do the hair, the wooden part of the sewing machine. And I don't add too much detail just yet. So it's kind of like the base layer, and then we're going to continue from dark to light. And I usually leave my hand lettering to the end. I don't know why I do that, but I think I enjoy painting characters and images more than lettering, so I kind of leave that into the end, but it works. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous about this banner because it did have a lot of detail. And of course, the original mock-up, everything is just so perfect and nice. And I was scared that I wasn't gonna be able to come through and it wasn't gonna look as nice as the mock-up. But I don't know, I guess I'm an overthinker at heart. And the worst critic of my work is always me. But I was actually pretty happy with the way this banner turned out, and although I had a lot of detail, I think I did the painting some justice, so I hope that they thought so as well. Every time I do a painting, I'm not trying to be perfect, I'm just having fun and doing my best and just winging it pretty much. A lot of the colors are just blends, my own blends. Like for the brown, I mixed, I don't even know how many colors, but that's pretty much my life. Winging it is a big statement. And for painting, I like to use makeup brushes for a lot of like the bigger areas. For example, the big blob on the back. I used a makeup blush brush and it works fantastic. Makeup brushes just work really, really good for banner making. But for the smaller details, I like to use just regular acrylic paint brushes, the ones you can find at Walmart or in any craft store. Those work really, really good. I really do enjoy adding lots of detail, lots of shading, lots of colors to every design, and I feel that's what makes my banners stand out. Let me know if you agree. And if I had to choose my favorite image from this whole banner, it has to be the sewing machine. It is so stinking adorable. And of course, the yellow sunflowers just look so beautiful on against the white and the brown, and sunflowers are just such a pretty flower to paint. And if you've made it this far in my video and are enjoying hand painting, I appreciate it so much. And if you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I would love to respond. So yeah, we just add a lot of detail, a lot of shading, which is super fun. And I think I kind of overdo it sometimes, but in this case, I think it was just right. just adds that much more character to every single graphic on this banner. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to painting our florals. We're going to start by painting all the greenery so we can lay our flowers on top of that, and it's just going to be very nice and subtle, and the layers just make it look so cute. And we are painting some daisies and some sunflowers. So we did the sunflowers and the daisies with a white back layer, and then we come back with a bunch of different shades of yellow and orange, and we just do the petals one by one. And I like to dip my brush into white paint, orange paint, and yellow paint for my sunflowers before I start with the strokes, and that way we add color and layers all in one stroke. Now that our graphics are pretty much completed, we are going to start with the lettering. We're going to start with the number 50, and we're going to do the shading first. And then we're going to let that dry. We're going to move on to Never Looked This Good, and we're going to do a white back layer, like a shadow effect, which I think looks really cool. And it's also super simple to make, and it hides mistakes very easily. So I like to do that first, because obviously white needs more layers. So we only do one, and we leave that one first, and then we come back with our black paint and we do our final lettering inside the white. So this is real time. For those of you wondering how long it actually takes, this is real lettering. This is real time hand lettering, and it's not just one stroke and you are magically done. Sometimes it is, and most of the times it's not. So here you see me very carefully with my brush, kind of putting a lot of pressure, and my brush is very loaded with paint, so that way I have enough to do that one stroke from top to bottom, and it's nice and clean. So yeah, this is real time, and banner making, painting, it is really time consuming, but it's so fulfilling. I don't know how to describe it. So if you're an artist, you know what I'm talking about. It might take you a long time, but when you're done and you see your masterpiece, it's like, wow, and it's all worth it. So I'm not gonna bore you with real-time lettering, so we're gonna speed this up a little bit, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. Now that our yellow is nice and dry, we're going to come back with some black paint, and we're going to do the actual number 50. And this brush that I'm using here is actually an eyeshadow brush. It is so amazing for hand lettering, absolutely one of my favorites, and it is the Wet n Wild. I use this for all of my lettering, and it's never let me down. And I use it over and over again. Let's just say it's very, very well loved. So now we're going to come back and we're going to do the lettering on Never Looked This Good, and we're keeping the same brush, and the paint that I use is acrylic Decor, the black shade, and one coat is all you need. Load up your brush and just go to town. The fastest part of banner making is the lettering. I feel like everything else just takes a lot longer, but once you're down to the lettering, it's like you're done pretty much. So maybe that's why I leave it to the end, because it's like the final touch, easiest final touch, you can say. really debating this part. I didn't know if I wanted to do the outline on every single graphic or just leave it kind of like a watercolor. The way it showed in the mock-up was kind of watercolor, but I couldn't help it. I just had to come back with my favorite marker. I like to use the Painter's brand. They are alcohol based, and you can find those at Walmart, and they are amazing, you guys. I do wood signs, and back in the day when I did not have a Cricut machine, all I had was wood, chalk paint. These markers were absolutely my dream. I made all kinds of signs for outside, inside, and these babies have been with me from the beginning. So these are my default markers for details, and they have several different tips. I always just have to add those little tiny details that I love, and I think that's kind of what makes my banners different than everybody else. And finally, we are done with our banner. We're gonna let it dry, we're gonna go have dinner, and then we're gonna come back. So we ended up having dinner, going to bed. So it's actually the next day, and it's the day of the party. So they're going to come and pick this banner up. So we need to finish it up real quick and get it wrapped and picked up. So I am erasing all the little lines that were kind of left from the pencil marks. And I do this all the way through, making sure that we don't leave anything behind. And I'm just reusing a regular, any eraser would do really. And just be gentle depending on the paper that you're using, but just be gentle. And then I use a painting brush to kind of clean up all the dust from the eraser. And like I said, we do that all the way through. And then we are going to photograph this baby, and we are going to get the final touches and get it wrapped. One of the things I really like to add to my banners is an easy way for people to be able to hang them. So what I ended up doing was I make a hole on every corner with my hole puncher, and then I come back and I add these little metal washers that really help with hanging, and you can put a string through them or twine, and it won't rip up your paper. So I find that really helpful and useful. So let me know in the comments if you think this is a good idea, a good method for people to hang them. This little kit I purchased from Amazon years back when I used to do leather bracelets and stuff. So it may not be the best. These pliers were so hard to use, maybe because they're just rusty, but they did the job. They worked. But if you're looking for something like this, I will leave the link in the description if you're interested in checking them out. Or if you're a banner making artist, let me know what you do for hanging. But yeah, so I thought that was a pretty sweet touch, and I think people will appreciate how easy it is to hang these. So like I said, we do this to all four corners. It's all good to go. Now we're cutting some twine, 4 pieces to be exact, one for each corner, and we are going to just wrap them up and add them to a cake topper. So another thing that I like to do with every banner is I do stuff with sublimation. So I thought of making cake toppers that match the banner. before we finish packing, we're gonna go outside and we are going to take a little video short for social media and kind of a reveal video. And this is me all happy. The sun was awful. I was blinded. I couldn't see what I was recording, but anyway, we brought our banner back inside. Now we're gonna roll it up, and I have a pre-rolled, taped up piece of craft paper, and that's kind of what I use it as a template to start out rolling every banner. And that really helps, because the first ones, they would crease up kind of ugly, and I really didn't like that. So I find it super helpful to have something that kind of guides my craft paper to roll up nice and neat. Now we just add a little bit of twine to keep our roll rolled up as we get a bag and shove the banner in the bag. After I put it in the bag, if it's going to be shipped, I have some boxes that I ship these banners in, but this is just a local pickup, so a simple bag will do. Yeah, so once we are done putting our banner in the bag, we are going to include our little cake topper, and that is it.
We're also going to include our business card so they can find us in the future. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about this little sweet gift that I think is special? I personally think that
if you already have a cake and you just want to set aside like a cupcake for the birthday boy, birthday girl, I think this is a really cute little addition that you can add and just make your special day that much more special. I don't know, maybe not, but it's just something that I find joy in doing for them. Every order really does mean the world to me, and I'm so thankful that I get to paint and that I get to be a part of somebody's day, somebody's story. So this is just a little thank you from me to you guys. Let me know what you think about this, if it's even worth it. Would you use it?
So this banner is officially done. I am so happy that you joined me as we made this together. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video, if you enjoy tutorials or any things that you would like me to know, any tips, tricks, that sort of jazz. Again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will catch you on the next one.
Alright, you guys, that's going to be all from me today. I'm so happy that you joined me. I hope that you found this video interesting, useful, or at least entertaining. And if you have any questions or any comments, make sure that you leave them down in the comments below. I love to hear what you guys like to see. If you guys have any advice on any future videos, any content, specific videos that you would like for me to share, I would love to hear from you. And again, thank you for joining me, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye!